guys, hey, what's up again? I'm going to do a general overall tutorial today. Some things I've seen and hearing and witnessing and experiencing and doing myself. Some things that if we all work on will result in wins. So hopefully I can put a good animation up here, but essentially spacing is going to be the first thing I talk about. So I'm going to have this broken up into grids. What happens is really we want to make sure that we're never in the same grid as another player on our team. So with 3 people, there should always be one person in each grid. On top of that, you don't want to have more than a grid between each one of our players. So there can only be a connecting grid to where we can play with each other. So that way we're there to respond. On kickoffs, it really needs to be systematic. You have one person going for the ball. That person's job is to do the best kickoff they can, hopefully win the 50. Then you have somebody who's mid. That mid player's job is to go get boost immediately. Not worry about the ball, not worry about backing it up if the person, has a shitty kickoff. Going for boost is 100% priority 1. The person defends and holds until the mid player goes, gets boost, and at that point the person in goal should be going and getting the opposite boost, and the person who is mid needs to be replacing them. Then it's pretty much just a general rotation. You have a striker, you have a mid, you have a defender. At any given point, once the striker loses control, the mid should take over, the striker should fall back to the defender, and the defender should move to mid. It should be like this every play, in every game, in every situation. For, I would say, 90%. There's going to be a 10% where shit's different, and we have to respond differently, so sometimes the rotation's going to get broken. But for the most part, if we follow that rotation, we're going to win. Spacing is a huge issue. The person who's striker should try and communicate if they're out of control of the ball, if they're maintaining control of the ball, so that way the mid doesn't immediately think, hey, I need to go after the ball. The person defending should be calling a play-by-play, saying what they see, if there's any of the opponents out of position, going for boost, let's say, if anybody's out of net, if there's a clear shot on net, if you get a breakaway, and at the same time we should be calling out what we see with our players. So if the spacing is wrong, if you have somebody who's too aggressively trying to get to the ball, pretty much all of those things are why we lose matches, and everybody's guilty of it. I'm guilty of it just as much as anybody else, because that's the way Rocket League is. I've definitely gotten way better, and I can tell you on my kickoffs, I'm 100% consistent. If I'm mid, I go for boost. If I'm kickoff, I go for the face-off in midfield, and if I'm defending, I wait for midfield to come back to replace me so I can go get boost. Same thing with the person with the kickoff. If they get a kickoff with forward motion and it doesn't look like the player on the opposite team can respond, go get boost. Essentially, what we should start doing too is calling out which boost we're going for. I mean, generally it makes sense the way it's lined up. So let's see if I can show you guys. Alright, so in this instance I have 2 fucking computer players with me. Rex should go for kickoff. I'm midfield, I should go for boost. And upon getting boost, I should replace Fury, who can then go get boost. Now, I don't know if this is how it worked out. I haven't really done that much looking at this footage, but I know it's a very fast-paced game, which is why I wanted to show it. So let's see how this works out. I go get boost, Fury holds. I went after the ball because it came my way. Now I'm going back. Fury's on the ball. He went back to follow the net, blocked a hell of a shot. Alright, now they're replaced by real players here. So far, everyone's spacing is pretty good. Now the spacing problems begin. Like, there's 3 people in the same spot. It shouldn't be that way. Same thing right there. There was a double commit. It didn't have to be. I mean, it worked out with the goal. But it's still unnecessary. Look at that. 2 people went for the fucking ball, and I'm left to defend. So I go and grab boost. And now there's not really anyone in net, and Vampire Kitty's fucking going crazy. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. That was my bad right there. I should have trusted the little Fleming had control. Right here, I rotate back to net. And I'm pretty sure in this match, I'm the only person who continuously rotates on defense. I have a straight shot, so I go for it. Looks like Vampire Kitty fell back to defend, but no, just fell back to get boost. Now I'm in an awkward position to defend. Little Fleming just moves out, and we're gonna get dunked on. It's that simple. Simple common mistake because one player can't be everywhere at all times. Look at that again. Both of them go for fucking the ball, so I'm stuck to defend all by myself again. Still, nobody's defending. I'm holding here. The second I try to move out for the ball, I'm fucking having to deal with ball chasers. I missed. Now look at their team. They got two guys overly defending at all times. And our guys can't get control. Right there, Vampire Kitty should have let me get the fucking ball because I had forward motion. We need to stop kicking it to the side. If somebody else has a shot straight at the goal or straight on the other side of the field, let them fucking hit it. Don't try to do some crazy backwards shit just to defend. It won't work. Like right there, I don't know what the hell my team is doing. Not helping me. I made the block. That was about the only decent thing that's happened. Right here, pure luck that that goal even went in because of its fucking triple commit. So Vampire Kitty did not stay in net. I went for boost just as I should have in mid. Now I'm stuck in goal again because both my teammates are fucking ball chasers. We should not be making those mistakes. I'm holding here now because I don't trust either one of my teammates for good reason. Because look, nobody defending. Now no one's defending on their team, so they get dunked on. Now if I remember correctly, these guys make a comeback with the same freaking issues. Vampire should have held, once again. Nobody in net, open field. More concerned with fucking boost than doing their job. And I was getting pissed at this point, so I'm pretty sure I just stopped trying to defend. Because I can't defend against three guys by myself. And neither one of these guys. Look, I'm the only person constantly going to net. Now this isn't something necessarily that happens to us. I know for a fact that Jason usually takes over on net for the most part. But we shouldn't have to be camping net or doing what I've been doing this entire match, which is watching my team's ass because they're incompetent. And because they'd rather chase the ball than fucking win a match. I don't even know what the hell this guy's doing. Not there. And what happened? Poor rotation. Just shit doesn't work out. He left, so now we're stuck with a computer player who also goes for the ball. Now everybody's going for the ball. One Vampire should have stayed in net. And now, awkward situation, probably going to get dunked on. Spacing's terrible. Vampire's up in my business because he wants to chase the ball even though I was in complete control. I'm still in control. And that should have been an easy goal if rotation was proper. Once again, I'm stuck paranoid because nobody's in defense. And I tried for the 50, lost, and because we had nobody else defending, we're now tied in a game that we were up by 2 points. Decent kickoff, but once again, I'm stuck in net because neither one of my guys decided to defend. And the problem is when we have somebody who's constantly in net, constantly trying to defend, that takes one player out of an offensive play. It won't work. We need all three because if the other team's intelligent, they have all three. So now with 39 seconds left, we're down by a point. When we were up by 3-1. I rotated back to defense because my team didn't. Right here, one of them should be back defending right now, but instead they went for boost and are still trying to ball chase. All these mistakes should stop being made period. That's all there is to it. If we're consistent with kickoffs and we're consistent with our rotation, we will win, guaranteed. Even if the other team's better than we are, they'll make mistakes. If we make sure we don't make those same mistakes, we're golden. And that's the match. So really what we need to work on is spacing, calling out when we have control, when we lose control, not being in the same grid as our teammates. And just being more structured. It needs to be rhythmic, it needs to be it needs to flow like water. You know, the problem that we keep encountering, all of us, is that we're either not communicating. Missing is gonna happen, like, I get that, you know, I miss shots fucking all the time. I'm sure everybody does. But if we can get our rotation tight and we can get our spacing tight, we're going to win matches. Even if we're missing shots, we're still going to win matches because we're going to be there properly to back each other up. Hopefully it just gave everybody insight. I hope everybody watches this, because I think all of us could use the knowledge and the communication and just the basics of the game. As far as skill goes, that just comes with time. The more we play, the better we're going to get. But if we play systematically, we're going to systematically annihilate our opponents, and that's just fact. I've watched thousands of hours of Rocket League videos, from people who play for fun to people who are world champions 2 times over. And what I've noticed with players who succeed is they have good rotation, they have good communication, and they have great spacing. Well, hopefully this was an eye-opener for some people. I hope everybody takes what I said to heart and tries to work on it. Alright, man. You guys take it easy. Peace.